Hello everyone, and welcome to this lesson on profit and loss. Before we start off with profit and loss, there are two concepts that you need to know in order to be able to solve profit and loss. The first being cost price and the second being selling price. So let's start off with cost price. Everything that we're going to talk from this point forward is from the seller's perspective or the shopkeeper's perspective. So let's say you want to purchase a popular cola drink. Now, when you go to the shop, the cola drink is refrigerated, it's nice and chilled, and all you have to do is pay the money and pick it up and leave. The seller, on the other hand, has to acquire it from somewhere because the cola drink is not manufactured by him. So he would most probably be acquiring it from a dealer or a manufacturer or a middleman. And the price that he pays to these people for acquiring that one bottle of cola is his cost price. So let's say he purchased the cola for $5, that would be his cost price. Now his selling price, as the name suggests, is the price at which he is going to sell you the cola. Let's say he sells you the cola for $15. That would be his selling price. Now what is profit? Profit obviously means, I'm sure you would have heard this word profit and loss in some context, some newspaper. No matter what your background is, you would have heard this term. Profit obviously is equal to selling price minus the cost price. This is the case where the selling price is higher than the cost price. So from the cola example, he bought it for $5 and sold it to you for $15. So which means his profit on that deal was $15 minus $5, which is equal to $10. On the other hand, let's assume there were some market forces which were against him, or he made a bad judgment. For example, I've met many shopkeepers in my life who generally like to stack a lot of things which are famous amongst the younger generation. For example, one of the shopkeepers that I knew about decided to stock one very well-known company's phone, cell phone or mobile phone. And this shopkeeper thought that by stocking 10,000 units, he's going to make huge profits because that phone is going to sell like hotcakes. But as luck would have it, the phone company decided to come up with a new version within the next 2 months. Now the shopkeeper was under tremendous pressure because he had this huge job of selling 10,000 units within these 2 months when the upgraded version of the same phone would be available in the market. Now under such a circumstance, I remember him calling all his customers, all his ex-customers, all the people who had bought from him, and asking them if they required this latest phone, and he was even ready to give it at a price either equal to his cost price, or in rare cases, in case of bulk orders, he was even ready to give it below the cost price. So what he was basically doing was he was selling his goods at a loss. So loss in this case is CP minus SP. So let's look at it this way. Suppose the phone that he got from the dealer was priced at $600. In a normal market scenario, he would have, where the demand was more than the supply, he would have given it probably at $650, $700, God knows at what rate. If the demand was too high, then he would have even charged $800 to $900. But here he had a huge number of phones and only 2 months, hence he decided to come down on the price in very rare cases to even $550 or $500 per phone. So that is the loss of $50, where he purchased. The cost price was $60 and the selling price was $550. So the loss was $50. Now let's look at profit percent. Profit percent is nothing but profit upon cost price into 100. So what is profit upon cost price? It's nothing but selling price minus the cost price upon cost price into 100. Now this is a very critical thing for you to remember. So please make a note of this, and this, if you have a profit and loss question, the probability is high that it would be related to a profit percent or a loss percent in some way or the other. Now let us look at a sum. Let's go ahead and solve a problem. The question says a book was bought at $10 and sold at $40. What is the profit percent? You could do this through percentage, or you could do this through profit and loss. But since we are in the profit and loss chapter, we would go with whatever formula we have been using. So the first thing that should come to your mind, since they have already told you about profit percent here, the first thing that should come to your mind is the formula for profit percent, which is SP minus CP upon CP into 100. Now here the CP is equal to $10 and the SP is equal to $40. Therefore, profit percent is equal to 40 minus 10 upon 10 into 100. So 10 cancels 100 by 10, and 40 minus 10 is 30 into 10, which gives us a 300% profit. Now let us talk about loss percent. Loss percent is very similar to profit percent. Loss percent is equal to loss upon CP into 100, which is nothing but CP minus SP upon CP into 100. Let us take a question and try and solve it and see if we can do it. You can pause the video at this point and take a minute to solve this question. The question says a pen was bought at $20 and sold at $15. What is the loss percent? Well, the first thing we got to understand is the formula itself, which we have been speaking about. The next thing that we need to do is write down the SP, the CP, and the loss. SP is equal to $15, CP is equal to $20, and your loss is equal to $5. So now the loss percent will be equal to 5 upon CP, which is 20, into 100. 20 and it goes by 5, so the loss is 25%. Next, let us look at the concept of list price or marked price. Marked price is nothing but what we call as the maximum retail price, or the price at which the price you see on the tag, on the price tag. Now, one thing we got to understand with marked price is that at times marked price is equal to selling price, and at other times selling price is equal to marked price minus discount. Now, how does this work is something we'll look at. if you go to a shop, maybe a departmental store in one of the malls, during normal days or during weekends, and you try and go and purchase a shirt or a top or a pant. Let's say a pant, it costs you $50 or $59.99 at the shop. Now during normal days when there is no sale, the chances are high that the departmental store is going to sell you that pant at $59.99 only. During these times, the marked price would be equal to the selling price. On the other hand, if you go during the festival season, or if you go during Christmas, or you go during the other festivals in your area, the chances are high that now the same store would sell the same pant at a 10% discount or 5% discount, in some cases 50% discount. So in this case, what it means is selling price would be equal to marked price minus discount on marked price. The discount is always calculated on the marked price. So at times the marked price is equal to selling price, at other times selling price is equal to marked price minus discount. What is discount percentage? Discount percentage is equal to discount upon marked price into 100, which is nothing but marked price minus selling price upon marked price into 100. There are also going to be sums based on dishonest traders at times. These are interesting concepts. You won't find too many sums on these, but it doesn't hurt knowing this concept. In case of a dishonest trader, the original, these sums normally go by the first sentence saying that a dealer or a trader sells or claims to sell his goods at cost price, and then he uses wrong weights to gain or to cheat the customers. So here the original gain percent is equal to error value upon true value minus error value into 100. This is again a particular formula that you need to remember. It's pretty simple. Once you start solving the sums, you will realize that it's not as difficult as it sounds right now. Error value upon true value minus error value into 100. Let's look at a question which uses this dishonest dealer word. The question says, a dishonest dealer claims to sell his goods at cost price but uses a weight of 800 grams for every kilogram. What is his actual gain percent? Now, the formula is already written. It is error value upon true value minus error value into 100. The error value in this case is 200 grams, which is a kilogram is 1000 grams minus the 800 grams which he is actually selling instead of a kilogram. So the error value or the value for which he cheats is 200 grams and the true value is 1000. So let us now calculate gain percent. Gain percent would be equal to error value, which is 200, upon true value minus error value, which is 1000 minus 200 into 100. This is equal to 200 upon 800 into 100. So this is by 4 and this is going to be cut by 25. So the actual gain percent for the shopkeeper, if he cheats a customer like this, is going to be 25%. Now let's solve a couple of questions. The first question in the lot is, a person sold his watch for $200 and got a percentage of profit equal to the cost price. Find the cost price of the watch. Now the first step that we do is we got to find the SP and the CP as usual. The CP, we can assume it as being $A, and the SP is of course given, which is $200. Now according to the sum, if you break it down, they say that you have a percentage of profit equal to the cost price. So if the cost price is A, the percentage of profit is going to be A%, which is nothing but A by 100. So to write it in an equation, I have gotten it as A by 100 is equal to SP minus A upon A. Now what we do after that is something I will do that. You got to cross multiply this equation. So we're going to have A square is equal to 100 into 200 minus A. So 200 is your SP, which is why instead of the SP I just substituted it. Now A square, which means A square is equal to 20,000 minus 100A. Now we have a quadratic equation which goes like 100A square plus 100A minus 20,000 is equal to 0. So how do you handle this? If you have done the quadratic equation lesson already, you might know this information. If you haven't, then I would suggest that you should go and have a look at that lesson. And generally it is the coefficient of A is going to be the addition of the roots, and the coefficient of the constant is going to be multiplication of the roots. So basically we got to find two roots such that the middle term is their addition and the last term is their multiplication. So we could think about A square plus 200A minus 100A minus 20,000 is equal to 0. So which means 200 minus 100 is equal to 100A, and 200 into minus 100 is equal to minus 20,000. So then we go ahead and solve it. A into A plus 200 minus 100 into A plus 200 is equal to 0. So we have A minus 100 is equal to 0, or A plus 200 is equal to 0. Therefore A is equal to 100, or A is equal to minus 200. Now A cannot be minus 200 because it is the cost price of a watch. So obviously the answer is going to be A is equal to 100. The next sum we are going to do is, they are telling us if the CP of 20 articles is equal to the SP of 16 articles, find the gain or loss percentage. I would suggest you to try this sum. Pause this video for a minute and try this sum before you go ahead and hear my explanation. The first step is, again we got to assume a few things. CP is equal to A and SP is equal to B. Hence 20A, according to the sum, CP of 20 articles means 20A is equal to SP of 16 articles, which is equal to 16B. So therefore A is equal to 16 by 20B, which is nothing but A is equal to 4 by 5B. Now how do we find the gain or the loss percentage? It is obviously the gain percent, for a simple reason that the number of articles in CP is more than the number of articles in SP for the same amount that was paid. So it is going to be gain percent, which is SP minus CP upon CP into 100, which in short means B minus A upon A into 100. So if I were to take B in terms of A, then B would be equal to 5 by 4A. Easier to calculate, hence I took B in terms of A. So now it's going to be 5 by 4A minus A upon A into 100, which is nothing but 5A minus 4A upon 4 the whole upon A into 100, which is nothing but A upon 4A into 100, where A gets cancelled and you get 25%. So the gain is 25%. The next question is a little trickier than the previous ones. Here the question is, a trader allows a discount of 20% for cash payment. How much percent above the CP must he mark his goods to make a profit of 12%? Now, this obviously is a sum which involves marked price, because the question asks how much above the CP must he mark his goods. So it's obviously going to contain marked price. The other thing that's visible here is the discount, and then the other thing that's going to be used is the CP. All these terms are already mentioned. One thing that we would have to find out is the SP. So let's do it. If you want to pause, again as usual, if you want to pause this video and have a go at the sum, please do that and then start the video and my explanation. So the first thing that we would do is assuming a CP of $100. Many a times, and in many of the chapters, you would have seen me asking you to assume numbers. It's not always helpful using an X or a Y, or using an A or a B. Sometimes it's far more helpful and far quicker if you use 100 or 10 or something, or some number which will get you the answer in a much faster way. So let's assume CP as 100, and because he needs to make a minimum profit, or he wants to make a profit of 12%, the SP would have to be 12. We have done this time and again in this lesson. Profit is equal to SP minus CP. So 112 minus 100 would give you 12% profit. We also know from this video that SP is equal to marked price minus discount on marked price. So let's go about doing this sum. Now he wants to give a 20% discount, so he's going to give marked price minus 20 by 100 of marked price, a 20% discount on marked price. So basically he wants the value of 80 by 100 marked price. So this is nothing but SP. SP is equal to marked price minus 20% on marked price, which is the discount amount. So SP is equal to 80 by 100 marked price. But we have a value for SP which is 112, and that is equal to 80 by 100 MP. So therefore MP would be equal to 112 into 100 upon 80. So this is 0 gets cut, and then you have 8 ones and you have 8 fours. So the marked price is 140. So how much above the CP must he mark his goods? He must mark his goods 40% above the CP. Now one thing I have always seen is they might have an option of 140 waiting for you. The question stem is very important. How much percent above the CP? If the CP was 100 and the MP was 140, he must mark his goods 40% above the CP. That's the question. If you choose 140% above the CP, then his marked price becomes 240, which is a totally different answer altogether. So please ensure you read the question stem before you go ahead and click. Many times people assume that they have done the right thing and only later when they review, even during practice tests, do they understand what has actually happened. So here the answer above CP is 40%. We'll do one last sum before I end this video. The question says, by selling 25 pence, a shopkeeper gains the selling price of 5 pence. Find his gain percent. So the first step we'll do is assign some variables, SP being A and CP being B. The next thing we'll do is put it as an equation. So 25 SP of 25 pence, which is A, minus CP of 25 pence, which is B, is equal to SP of 5 pence, which is 5A. So therefore 25A minus 5A is equal to 25B, and we have 20A is equal to 25B, where A is equal to 5 by 4B. You just get the 20 down, and when you divide it by 5, you have 5 by 4B. Now gain percent, I've been consistently speaking about it, so by now you would know, is SP minus CP upon CP into 100, and SP is A minus B upon B into 100. So we have a value for A, which is 5 by 4B minus B upon B into 100. So now we have 5B minus 4B upon 4, the whole upon B into 100, which is nothing but B by 4B into 100. B and B gets cancelled, and you have 25%. So the gain percent is 25%. Well, I hope this video has been helpful to all of you. You can contact me on the following number, or you can email me at bchatur@gmail.com. Our website www.bchatur.com is going to be live, and it's going to have a lot of stuff for people who are preparing for standardized test. So if you are taking your GRE, GMAT, SAT or TOEFL or any of the other standardized tests, ensure you visit our website, and there will be a lot of stuff out there for you to do. Take care, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you do have a feedback, if you do want us to know that the video was good, please do write to us on the email ID given there. Thank you.